Hey guys, Seventins here and welcome to today's video. Now, at some point on Tuesday morning, very early on or late Monday night, we had a new update for Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and this one is absolutely massive if I do say so myself. So sit down, strap in, get tight, get comfy, because this is going to be quite a bit of a long video, so I do apologise in advance already. We've got two brand new maps. We have got a new gunfight map, which is called Aisle 9, which is the gameplay you can see around here. I'm just walking through the map. It's fairly straightforward. The usual 3-lane design as most of the gunfight maps are. We have two back sections which are quite well covered, so be prepared for people just peeking out round corners. Both left and right areas. The one side has an upper raised tier on the one side and the other one is quite flat, and then we've got raised areas by both front of the spawn points. We also have Hard Hat, which I believe is a remake. Now, walking around, I didn't initially remember the map from the name, but as soon as I got into a custom game and had a look at it, I did recognise it, especially with the tunnels down the middle. Now, to me, and some people have already said to me yesterday, it looks a little bit smaller. I don't know if they've reduced it or that pipe area looks a little bit smaller. I can't quite remember, so let me know in the comments below if you do feel that this map is a little bit different. I know there's a doorway area I don't think that was there before, maybe. Anyway, I can't quite remember. It's a remake. It plays quite nice. It is quite a nice map to play, so I hope you guys do enjoy it. And also in this update, we got quite a few weapon changes, so I'm going to go through those with you now. These ones are a bit lengthy, so I'm going to start off with the ones that don't take so much time to get in there. We'll start off with the FAL. Now, it says in the patch notes that this gun has had an aim down sight time buff. I've tested it quite a few times, and I've also looked across the internet to other guys that do some testing and do it quite well, and we can't really find any measurable change. There's some slight changes that some people are getting, but it's so minimal. It's more like variance and timing issues and stuff like that. So at the minute, it doesn't look like there is any change to the aim down sight time. Next is the sniper rifles overall have got a bit of a buff to the holding breath penalty. So if you hold your breath and keep holding your breath, when you run out of air, your gun bounces around all over the place. That has got a buff, so now if you do that, you can get back onto aiming down sight and holding your breath a lot quicker by about a couple of seconds. So that is nice to know as well, so please bear that in mind. The Scar has finally got some love. The Scar has got an aim down sight time buff. So it's gone from 350 milliseconds to 317 milliseconds, sorry, and that really does help. And if you stack it with some attachments that help with the aim down sight time, you can really bring this down and bring it in line with most of the other assault rifles. So give it a go, see what you think, and let me know in the comments below. Okay guys, this is where it starts getting very spicy indeed. The Renetti now has got a bit of a nerf, and the Mark III burst mod has been nerfed really hard. And if you're using it akimbo and with the burst mod as well, that has been nerfed into the ground. So I'm sorry about that, guys, for those who like using those akimbo weapons. But let's just go through it now. If you're using fully loaded or the scavenger style sort of perks, the maximum ammo count of the Renetti now has been dropped from 135 rounds to 90 rounds. It's not all that bad, and if you are going pistol only, it's still not that bad, but just know that it is there. And there we get onto the Mark III burst mod. The hipfire has been widened slightly. It's not too much, it's just overall, but again, just know it's there. And the main difference now with it is you don't get any headshot multipliers with headshots with the Mark III burst mod like we used to in the beginning. And also now, if you're using the akimbo and the Mark III burst attachments together, this again has been nerfed to bring it all in line. There's no more headshot multipliers available for it gun now, so it is again only just dealing that upper torso damage, and you can no longer get a 3-shot kill. It is now going to be a 4-shot kill or above, so that has given us quite a bit of a nerf. Moving on, the Vogue shotgun has got a little bit of love, nothing too spectacular. We've had a slight increase in our fire rate. It's gone up to 147 rounds per minute from 136, so it's not massive, but it is something which is quite nice. And the one shot kill potential has been buffed ever so slightly. It now ranges out to just over 5 meters. It's not massive, but it is a slight improvement. Again, this is also good news as well, and especially being it's a semi-auto shotgun, it is quite decent. Some of the attachments have been nerfed and buffed for it. The 6-inch barrel has now got a 20% reduction to its one-shot kill range. It's just about 3 and a bit meters, like 4.3 meters, something like that as well. Now, the Holger, the LMG, that has finally been shown some love. It's a little bit better. So first of all, the ADS speed has been buffed by 50 milliseconds and it is now down to 400 milliseconds. So that aim down sight time is a little bit better, and it is also now the fastest in the LMG category. We've also had quite a significant recoil improvements. Unfortunately, I don't have any profiles of the recoil because I hadn't got around to getting there, and it's not something I've done yet, but it is considerably better from all the bits of information I've seen online as well. So give it a go. That recoil now is a lot easier for you to control. It also has had some attachment buffs. The 8.98 inch flak barrel, the ADS time has now gone down to 334 milliseconds, which is really good. And if you attach other bits and pieces with it as well, you can definitely speed up that aim down sight time. And your movement speed has been buffed to 3.5% extra overall, which is really decent. So you are getting some nice movement back. And the hipfire has had a very tiny buff. So the hipfire spread isn't as big as it used to be. It's only small, so it is not too much to worry about, and you probably won't notice it. The ultra light barrel has had a buff to its aim down sight time of 100 milliseconds, which is really good. It is now down to 317 milliseconds to aim down sight, which is really good. The 30 round magazine, the sprint out time has had an 84 milliseconds buff, so you now sprint out in 200 milliseconds, and the tac sprint has had a massive buff. It's huge, from 500 milliseconds down to 284 milliseconds. This really good. And the 30 round mag has got an ADS improvement down to 317 milliseconds as well. So the 30 round mag definitely is worth a go now. And if you attach it with other attachments, you can bring definitely some of those aim down sight times down. And lastly, the no stock attachment, the sprint out time on that has had a 34 millisecond buff, which now sprints out in 250 milliseconds. The Holger itself has got some nice buffs, although it's still not the best LMG in the category. It's now got a better place in the game, and I suggest give it a go, guys. You might enjoy the improvements it's made on there. Just you can't go rushing around with it, obviously, like you possibly can say like the PKM, but you can definitely hold back and sort of pick people off range with it. So definitely give it a go. Okay guys, this brings us to the end of the video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, as it really does help. I also stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday and Thursday. You can always join the streams and talk about Call of Duty and ask me about the stats of the update that's just happened. So again, the link will be down below. I also have a Discord server that you can join. The community is small but ever growing, and we talk about Call of Duty, of course, and music, films and any other topics we find very interesting. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye for now.